So I'm at Teotihuacan right now, and there is the Temple of the Moon behind me. I'm walking towards the Temple of the Sun, and there's all these other temples surrounding the area. This was one of the biggest towns of the time when it was at its height in like 500 AD, before the time of the, what are they called? But anyways, at some point this town was destroyed, but the reason that it was booming so much in the first place is because we are about an hour and a half north of Mexico City right now, and a volcano had erupted and displaced like tens of thousands of people in the area of Mexico City at the time, and so they all fled north to this town. These temples look as if they're tombs, but they were made as offerings for the gods, and it was a religious ritual to go up on top of the temples and leave offerings for the gods on a regular basis, including human sacrifices. It was free for all of us to get in because we're students, but I believe it's 70 or 80 pesos if you're not a student, and it's free for Mexican residents on Sundays, which I guess makes sense why it's so busy today. We walked through an area where people lived, because out here in the streets where the temples are is not where people were sleeping and living. But there are some remains of where people would live as well, and it's these areas with small doorways and shorter walls now. The walls used to be higher, I guess, when people were actually living here, and there would be one family in each of these rooms. We're at about 3,000 meters elevation, or probably a little bit less, like 2,500 meters elevation, around 8,000 feet. As you can see, there are vendors selling things all along this walkway and all around this entire place. It's very common to see. They can be quite pushy also if they're coming up to you asking you to buy things, so in my experience the best thing to do is ignore them, because even when you say no gracias, they will keep putting it in your face, for lack of a better term. Alright, I think I found the Hill of the Sun. So the Hill of the Moon is down there. The Hill of the Sun is over here. And I entered all the way towards those mountains over there. So I've walked quite a bit today. But luckily it's beautiful out. The sun is pretty intense out here because we're at such high elevation. So I understand why so many people are selling hats and wearing hats around here. Probably would have been a good idea to bring mine. The sun is hitting the Temple of the Moon in the distance. It's so beautiful. Can you see? Can you see? Alright, the steps to go up this 4-tier pyramid are very, very steep. But here we go. And it is very busy up here at the top. Oh yes, one other note is that you buy your ticket before you even park your car in the parking lot, and then when you are walking in, you go through this entrance and they punch your ticket, and then you can continue on into the park.